All right, back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing a beer from the Parish Brewing Company, and they're out of Broussard, Louisiana, and this is their Rêve Coffee Stout. So this is a milk stout that is brewed with coffee and vanilla, comes in at 7.2% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed in time of review. This bottle is approximately 8 months old, and I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to a good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Jeff, aka NoJinx, for hooking me up with this one. I'll post a link in the description box to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains not only this beer, but a bunch of others, because Jeff is a great and very generous individual. So thank you very much, Jeff. I do appreciate it. Now, when it comes to Parish, I've never had a beer from them, period. I always thought the first beer I would have from them, or the first couple, would be like one of their hop forward offerings, like maybe Ghost in the Machine or Envy or something like that. Lo and behold, it is a coffee stout, but this is actually a coffee milk stout. And the reason I say that is because on the side here, they have a little spiel, and it says, this silky smooth coffee stout is created with a carefully selected blend of specialty grade estate beans, Iron, Colombia, and Java. Our friends and coffee gods at Rêve have finished them to a city/full city roast to highlight the true character of the beans and their origin prior to addition to our export strength milk stout. Enjoy any time of day. This beer will drink like a delicious cold brew coffee. So yeah, Rêve coffee roasters, they're using the coffee from them. And yeah, it sounds pretty good. Now, I will say this bottle is 8 months old, so I don't know, if the coffee has fallen off. I've had so many coffee beers where they fall off after a couple months, but I've had coffee beers that like 1 year, 18 months, still just crazy amounts of coffee. So I guess we'll see. It's weird that they don't say it's a milk stout actually on the label. With lactose, you think they want people to know, but yeah, apparently it's a milk stout. And like I said, it's brewed with coffee and vanilla. And I think it was on tap. They said there was vanilla. Wow, that's actually on there quite well. So I'm assuming there's vanilla and lactose in here. Maybe not, though. Maybe I shouldn't assume. You know what they say about people who assume. Put all the ingredients on the label, right? Am I right? I don't know. Anyway, let's pour it. Wow, that's pouring out super dark for 7.2%. Wow, super dark. All right, so yeah, that looks beautiful. That is pitch black. It's not pitch black. On camera, it's going to be pitch black. I know this. In person, really dark brown. It's a little bit of like a darker brown at the bottom of the glass here. Had about a half finger of a super creamy looking brown head, mocha colored head, say. A little darker than that, actually. Yeah, it looks like a coffee. Looks like a coffee stout. Looks like a stout in general. Let's get a nose. That coffee's still right in my face. Wow. I'm getting like dark fruits. Probably coming from the coffee, maybe the malt, but I think the coffee. Definitely a vanilla vibe, whether it's because of the vanilla they put in here or the actual lactose. I'm definitely getting a nice, like, almost like vanilla cold brew is pretty much what it comes down to. But those dark fruits are really nice. Dark fruits, there's a little bit of acidity, a little bit of underlying roastiness. Could be coffee, could be the malt. I'm thinking more of the malt, though, in this situation. Nice chocolate, like a milk chocolate too. Not like a darker, 50, 60% cacao bar. This is like straight on milk chocolate. This is actually pretty sweet in the nose, from the vanilla to the chocolate to the lactose and whatnot. I'm getting a big blast of sweetness. But there's a nice roastiness too from the coffee, from the malt. I'd say like vanilla cold brew. That's what I'm kind of getting in the nose here. It smells pretty good, making my mouth water. I want to get into it. So cheers, everybody, and thanks again, Jeff. Yeah, it's really nice. Man, super smooth on the palate. Body at 7.2%, it's like lower side of medium body, so it is a bit thin. Shout out to Paul over PA Brew News. Just a bit thin, but it's all right. It just has a little bit of thinness there. I kind of expect that at sub 8% stouts to always be a bit thin. Not for stylistically, a lower side of medium to medium body for 7.2%, fine. For me, though, a bit thin. Like I said, soft, smooth, creamy from that lactose. There's carbonation here, but it's like, it's not undercarbonated. It just has a low to moderate carbonation. But the taste is really nice. This is not a bitter beer whatsoever to my palate. Right from that vanilla and coffee just mix. I'm like, it's vanilla cold brew basically all the way through the palate. Underlying roasty components, underlying milk chocolate, but this one is just basically vanilla cold brew. It finishes, there's a nice dryness, a slight bitterness, but it finishes a bit sweeter. It's not like, this is not like a dessert beer or anything. It just has, there's a little bit of residual sweetness there. which I'd have no problem taking down a bottle or two of this easily. It's not, you know, sickly sweet. It's not cloying or anything. It just leans ever so slightly to the sweeter side. Very slight touch of acidity on the back end as well. This is the best thing I can say about this one, and this is not a slight, but the best thing I say is this is a really easygoing coffee milk stout. It's the way I look at it. It's super easy to drink. There's not a lot of bitterness here. It's not overly sweet. It's just super easy to drink. It's like an easy drinking coffee milk stout. There's not much more to say about it. I'm really digging it. I don't think it's amazing, but for what it is, it's fucking pretty damn good. And on top of that, this is 8 months old, this bottle, and the coffee is still quite rich. It's definitely there. It's one of the predominant notes. I would be curious to see what this is like a month old or like 2 weeks old. Might be too much coffee for me personally. Coffee lovers out there might love this fresh. I'm actually happy that I'm drinking this now because I think with too much coffee in there, it might skew it to me a little bit more towards the, you know, maybe not even the bitter side of things, but I think it just seems very cohesive and well-rounded. And the best word to describe this right now is this is very robust. That's what it is robust beer. Anyway, so Rêve Coffee Stout, which is a coffee milk stout with vanilla. I'm going to give this a low 4.25 out of 5. I'm going to go straight 4.2 out of 5. I think it deserves it. I think it's really good. I just haven't had like a non-imperial coffee stout recently that I can think of off the top of my head. Certainly not one to this quality. So I'm really digging it. My first Parish beer, and I'm impressed. Still want to try those hop forward beers at some point. So I'll have to probably trade for them in the future. Maybe not the near future, but definitely in the future and give them a go. But as far as this beer is concerned, I'm really digging it. So 4.2 out of 5 for Rêve Coffee Stout from Parish. Once again, thank you very much, Jeff. Oh yeah, 7.2%. Like I said, the body is kind of appropriate for a lower ABV, and I can't even tell you there's alcohol in here. It's like cold brew coffee with vanilla. Yeah. Anyway, thanks again, Jeff. Thanks to everybody for stopping by for another beer review, and I guess until the next one, cheers.